All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of the Bear Baiting Minnesota 2020 fall black bear hunting season. On the last episode, we established the baits and just kind of got things rolling. And now Alex and Chris are going to kind of talk about what is coming into the baits and what the plan is for the hunting season. So Alex, take it away.
Okay, we started off, we have 2 baits, and currently with the 2 baits we have bears coming in at both spots. I would say 6 at one of the ones and probably closer to 15 to 20 plus. The south one, I'm going to call it, is anywhere from those 80 pounders to the random big one that shows up at night, but not very consistent with that one. I would say the north one is super consistent, anywhere from 4 to 7 bears a night, daylight and in the dark. I got one really big bear on camera. I call him Kong. I've seen him almost all summer. He's a real big bear. I would say he's pushing 400 for sure, and I knew it judging bear size, but he's big. And then there's, I would say, 3 in that 300 to 400 range. So plenty of bears coming in though. We got a couple chocolate phase, 2 moms and cubs. So I mean, they're obvious off limits. So that's 7 bears out of the gate that are.
That one's tagged, isn't it?
The one has an ear tag. Yep. Supposedly they get tagged as a cub in the dens. So that cub's mother probably had a radio collar at one time. Kind of cool and interesting.
So we've come out to a large tract of private land that happens to be owned by a very good friend of mine. We've established 2 baits out here. One we're calling the gun box blind, or the hornet blind.
Yep.
Well, if you see right over by that birch that's kind of fallen over there, started hacking away at something, and all of a sudden buzzing started, and then I guess a bunch of hornets came out and I got nailed right in the side of the head. So, and it hurts.
It burns.
It burns. Those things hurt. Buckets are a little sticky.
Right. It's a little hot out today.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you go grab a stick from over there?
And scrape it out?
And scrape it out.
Cross my mind.
That was an interesting setup. That bait was hit very, very hard within the first 48 hours of us putting it out, which is kind of different. I baited this area before. It's kind of different for this area. Whenever we check the camera, we've got at least 3 bears coming in, possibly 4. 2 of them are probably, well, one of them is a smaller range, more small average, which should be probably about 130 to 150, if I had to guess. The second one's going to be probably in around that 180 to 200 range. And then there are 2 monsters that are coming in, but they're strictly nocturnal at the moment. So maybe we'll get a shot at them, maybe we won't. One of them just has a lot of weight to them. The other one is extremely large with a very large white blaze across the chest. So it'd be really cool if we had that one coming in during the day. The second spot that we have set up out here is going to be a more brushed in area compared to the gun box stand. This area has a tree stand on it. It's maybe a 15-yard shot from the tree stand. It's surrounded by a lot thicker brush. It's a little harder to get the scent moving in this area, or in that particular area, because of the thick brush. So we're having to have a larger greased area outside where there's maybe some clear cuts to bring the bears closer. So far on that bait, we've had probably 2 come in. Once again, a really small one that seems really skittish on camera whenever he comes in. And then there's a larger one that's coming in. It's probably, once again, about the 200-pound range, which is high average for this area of Minnesota.
Right.
Both the middle-sized bears on these 2 baits are very nice bears for this area.
And they come in the daylight.
And they're coming in the daylight.
That's a big thing.
I have a very good friend that's been doing this for years that threw it out to me that whenever you're bear hunting, sometimes you're better off taking what presents itself to you. Because if you look at the game camera and you look at all these nocturnal bears that are just massive, your odds of getting them are very small because they tend to stay nocturnal. Right. So sometimes you take that opportunity and you put some meat in the freezer. So we're looking forward to hunting this area. It's going to be
definitely.
Not a lot of competition. Crops once again aren't doing very good. So hopefully we'll get some good bears coming in.
Yeah, because it's wet. I mean, it's wet here. Your stand, how far is it going to be from your bait setup roughly? Because you're hunting with a bow, right?
Yep.
And so how far is your stand from your bait?
I think I ranged it and it was like 17.5 yards or something like that.
So there's going to be could be two possible places you could sit. Like if you were going to hunt with a rifle, you would sit in the box blind, and
that is correct.
That's like 40 yards, right?
Yep.
And then your other stand location,
it's going to be a tree that's about 20 yards away. I'll use the sticks and get up in the saddle on that smaller platform. And hopefully, weather permitting, it'll work out very well.
So you're hunting with a bow also.
Yes.
And you're going to be 20 yards, whatever. So in the stand that you guys are going to put me in, that's going to be on the south end, and that one is about 20 yards also.
15, 20 yards.
15, 20 yards.
Yeah.
It's a good brushed in area. There's not a lot of need to get really, really high up into a tree, and it's a good spot, I think, for any choice of weapon that you decide you want to use.
I'm going to go with the revolver this year. I bought this revolver a number of years ago, and I've always wanted to big game hunt with it. I hunted bear back in 2011, and the big bear I had coming in, which is on the screen right now, he was strictly nocturnal, and I didn't get any other hits. That was the only bear in the area. He was a large bear with a nice big white V. So my stand is probably 8 feet, 10 feet off the ground, something like that. I got the lowest stand because we were going to go with the ground blind setup, but we just didn't really have time to get it done, and we're only going to have basically probably 3 days of hunting that we're going to be together. We might get up here to film. If somebody doesn't get a bear, we might get up here to do some more stuff, but our window is 3 days that we're going to be filming and hunting up here. So the weather,
strong 3 days,
right, the weather looks pretty good and stuff. So so it's hopefully it's going to be a good season. Hopefully we'll get some good footage for you guys. Hopefully we'll get some bears on the ground, and hopefully these guys will stick one if I don't get one. Whatever, that's the way it goes.
Hoping to.
It's looking good though.
So hopefully this season will be good.
I'm definitely looking forward to getting that text that says bear down.
Right. If we have service, because the phone service is very limited up here. So that's kind of a that's just a thing about living in extreme rural America, is that we don't, if you want to call them amenities, I guess I kind of like.
It's not always a bad thing.
Right. It's sometimes better. Okay, so that's kind of an overlook of our baiting system, baiting setup. Hopefully there'll be no more bee stings and crazy stuff like that, because the bees are heavy on these baits. They're heavy. So fall is in the air, and we're getting ready to rock and roll. So if you like this video, if you like the channel, if you like what we're doing, hit that thumbs up on YouTube. Leave us a comment if you want to see us do something in the future, something different, you have a suggestion, leave it in the comments. And if you don't mind, subscribe to the channel. That's what drives it, keeps it going. The channel is growing, and we want to continue to grow it. And we're going to have many more contributors throughout the next few months. We got early goose coming. Hopefully me and Alex will get out and do some of that, and a couple other guys. And waterfalls around the corner. Fall archery for deer. We got a lot of stuff coming to you on After 5 Outdoors, so hang with us, keep watching, and hopefully you can get out and enjoy God's great outdoors. Have a great day.